It's recording, right?
Yes, it is.
Sure. So we want. Can we discuss yesterday's? If someone has questions or anything at the end of the class, or can I go? Can I? Someone ask questions now itself? Does anyone have? Okay, it's just an introduction class. I think no one has the questions. We can discuss at the end of the class, and I'll go with the class today. So yesterday we have discussed about the application process, that is common language runtime, how it goes, the execution process that's in two steps, that is .NET language compiler and JIT compiler. So today we will discuss what are the .NET languages, what are the Microsoft supportable languages, and non-Microsoft supportable languages will also be there. Due to the third party drawbacks, it has been dropped out. So when it comes to the .NET supporting multiple programming language, well, we have Microsoft .NET languages and non-Microsoft languages. When it comes to the Microsoft .NET languages, as we discussed yesterday, so there are almost how many? Someone can answer me. The languages.
160 plus.
Yeah, good. So those are the things which helped by the compiler to build the software, .NET software mainly. So whatever the languages are not supportable by the Microsoft are called non-Microsoft .NET languages. So even we, Microsoft organization people tried to develop the .NET software without a language that doesn't support some of the logical instructions, like I hope you people have heard about COBOL, the Pascal, the older languages of the OS that can understand in the compiler languages. So that were not capable to understand by our .NET language compiler to build the .NET software. So the Microsoft organization has put the drawback on it, and then decided the .NET has to be on this certain 160. It only supports for the languages. And when it comes to yesterday's discussion, we talked about .NET technologies. There are multiple technologies. Out of this, we have three: Windows Forms, web applications, and web service. So these are the applications to develop a skill called technology. A technology has been developed. A technology has been used to develop this application. Sorry. So .NET is a integrated with multiple technologies due to the reason which supports and develop the various software applications by Windows application, web application, and web service technology. Okay. I'll share my screen. Everyone can see?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone can see the notepad. Please write it down. Who wants to write it down? I request everyone to write it down, not just who are interested. So these are the multiple technologies which has been supported by to develop the software, .NET software. That is Windows technology with Windows application, web technologies with web application, web service technologies with web service applications. Okay. So technology is written because without this ASP.NET and without this web technology, the web services cannot be run. So it is not an application thereby. So if you see a web API running up, you can see the data itself. You cannot see an application. What is an application actually? When you just clone the project and click on something run there, you see like a website comes up, a website comes. The website coming up is nothing but web application. When you run a web service, WCF or web API, you see the data coming up. That is in the I can say there will be a third party using for data running up connection to the web servers. So the third parties are like toddlers. So and also the data get put post whatever be supported. So later on we can discuss on that. So let's start discussing once again Windows application and okay. So anyone Windows application?
Single user application.
Okay. Example?
Microsoft
Paint,
Word,
MS Office.
Notepad.
Notepad.
Any real-time examples?
What is the most used application in our daily life for updating the resume?
Okay. I'm asking like Windows application you think somewhere you have seen and you can see that it's a Windows application. Yeah, this is a Windows application. Like it is just installed at the end user level.
Some games, offline games, offline desktop games.
Yeah, you're right. And also there are like medical shop they use a site to for the billing purpose, like for
Yeah.
example Apollo Pharmacy. So it is the software which developed for Apollo Pharmacy or any other pharmacies. It is after developing the software, all the required technologies has come up by the a software team person and got installed at the end user type. He cannot go and share with the multiple users there, right?
Yeah.
The software is installed at the places, at the end user places that cannot be shared, right? So and also the college library management system. You people can write the examples whenever required and telling. Okay. In the same way, web application. Can anyone say web application?
Multi-user.
Okay. Examples.
Emails.
Email, Outlook, and Zoom, and Chrome,
Okay.
Amazon, Flipkart. Walmart.
Yeah, good. So, we discussed because of this multi-user, the main reason is it required the internet, right?
Yeah.
Internet required. So some of the, someone has told a game, offline game. That's
Yeah.
good. Offline. Offline means without an internet. So when I say a medical shop software, it is not running with the software that has to be an online all the time, right? Just the power has been there and it will run without the internet, which is installed at the end user level. So internet is not required for Windows application and it should be installed at the end user machine. Whereas web application should be installed at the remote web server. So a web server has to be there to run a web application. It should be installed, a remote web server. Okay. With Windows Forms, we can develop the Windows application. Web application are developed using ASP.NET. And the other differences will have the user interface, which is called a Windows Forms or Windows page. Web application will have user interface, which is a web page. As I told, a website come ups like that. So I will share this differences and in a chat, and I'll go with the next topic. I'll give a minute, so whoever want can write on a notes. Because somewhere seeing the differences, it would be easier for you people to understand between the both of it, the differences between both of it. If someone is not flexible to understand what I'm saying. I think I shared the differences in the chat. Please write it down. So now we want to discuss about CLR architecture. Can I go ahead?
Yes, please.
Yeah, CLR is a full form, please. Anyone?
Common language runtime.
Yeah. CLR is a common language runtime, which is a .NET execution engine. Main responsibility of CLR is to execute the .NET application, as well as it will perform some responsibilities. So we have to discuss now what are the responsibilities it's doing, the CLR. Yesterday we have seen what is the execution process, exactly speaking. So now we have seen the execution process goes in 2 steps. That is one with MSIL and that is other one with JIT. Now we discuss what are the responsibilities a .NET execution engine, which is CLR, having. So the first one is code management. Please write it down. The responsibilities of CLR, what it does to execute a .NET application. Code management, memory management, exception handling, multi-threading, security, debugging. Again, repeat it. Code management, memory management, exception handling, multi-threading, security, and the last one is debugging. All these are in a type of a component inside the CLR architecture to execute or to maintain and get the result. So we also have the separate. I have designed some of the own CLR architecture. Let me share that picture with you. So it will be. Everyone are making the notes, right? Whatever diagrams I am sharing, it is
Yeah.
easier way to remember in your brains than giving long sentences. I don't want to make my students to go with long sentences all the time. That's why I find out somewhere, or I myself write in some paint and do. So I am a bad architecture though. I tried something for you people. So everyone can see that I pasted a box, a architecture, that is the CLR architecture. Currently we are discussing that CLR has some components, that is CLR has some responsibilities that has to be satisfied in order to execute the .NET application.
Memory management is not there in this architecture.
Mhm. The COM marshallers will actually work on that. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
I'm happy someone is asking at least what they can. So now I'm sharing the notes, the components, protect whole. See, write it down the components. Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone has noted down the architecture and the notepad notes, right? So the class loaders we have, which loads the class from application to CLR. And we have the code managers, which performs the code management. As part of this, we accept managed code or which is unmanaged code. As I told, a Microsoft can Visual Studio, on Visual Studio, you can type C program, you can type C++, you can type Pascal, you can type COBOL. But when you run, whether it takes or not is the main thing, right? Whether the .NET standard is supported, whether it takes or not is the main thing. So, which is nothing but the code management. That is, code manager will code management part will recognize whether it is managed code, whether it is a .NET software managed code or not. And the JIT compiler will convert what it does.
It converts into the manageable code.
Oh dear. Yesterday diagram
Yeah,
forgot.
it's comparison to native language, native code.
Native code.
From which to which native code?
MSIL2.
Yeah, that is important. So
Microsoft
Microsoft
Intermediate, code.
language, yeah. Microsoft Intermediate language is converted to native code.
Native code.
So that functionality, all whatever I am telling, all this combined, satisfied, all this, like one tick mark it will do the CLR during the execution process within the fraction of seconds. So after all this, getting sanction, whatever, getting approval only, the code will run and the application we can see, okay? So the garbage collector will performs the memory management in .NET. Will actually store whatever the data has to be stored. Apart, while we are coding, we can discuss like what is the memory management topics next next few sessions we'll get that. So according to the code, whatever we written the developers, it will save that code, right? And the exception manager is nothing but writing the error handling supportive languages, that is C# writing with the exceptions. You know the exceptions, right? Try, catch.
Cache, Redis cache.
Yeah. So that code, the thread support, type checker, type checking. It's like strict data type checking, whether this type data type byte or characters are called as char. We have that shortcuts coming up, and next class is very important. So all these are supportive. All these are whether all these are in the standards of .NET, it will check. Okay, and we have seen COM marshallers. COM is a component object model. COM is a Microsoft traditional technology which is used to reusable component DLL. Yesterday we discussed about DLL and why it is used. The DLLs is nothing but what? Libraries. Yesterday I have told na, with there are some predefined libraries inside
It's class
the
libraries.
projects, and some are libraries that are written by the project teams to reduce the lines of code for the
Yes.
programmers. So that those are nothing but DLLs. So these COM marshallers, which is useful to develop a reusable component DLL, those components are COM components. So this COM marshallers allows a kind of communication with this DLL and .NET application. Just concentrate on what I am telling and see in the diagram. Please draw it on your notes and keep an arrow mark for whatever I'm saying and write in your language, your doctor's language or your anything. Maybe I'm going lit faster because this is an introduction class, and whatever is a vendor type of questions, I will tell you. Okay. So CLR architecture is different. .NET execution process. .NET execution process or .NET execution engine process, how it will go is different. When they ask about CLR, this all comes. When the vendor ask about the .NET execution engine or .NET application process, you have to tell about the yesterday's at the ending we have given one diagram, right?
Yeah.
Everyone remember that, right? So
Yeah.
that is also important. And this, whatever the important thing, whatever the diagrams I give, those are definitely very important. Those will be definitely asked by the vendors or the screening calls or the basic calls. Okay. Okay, I'll go to the next thing, and whatever I'm telling now, I'll paste in the notepad. And please, anyone who remembers about the notes at the end, once ask me. Okay, can you just send the notepad whatever the saved in the chat? Okay, so that I can share you in the chat.
Yeah.
Say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. Security engine. So there are some securities for the security to maintain, to provide for the .NET application to avoid the loss of any memory management or any constraints that has to be applied on the .NET application or maintained by the security engine. And the debug engine is a debug facility for .NET application that has been maintained. And the base class library, it's a predefined class library for the .NET application, which is very mandatory to be there for the application to reduce the lines of the code and to perform. So now we discussed about the components, what are there in CLS. And I've been telling all the components in one line, how those are helpful and how that is useful to you. Now I'm sending, writing the notes inside that CLR components. Give me a minute. Don't take a chance for deviation at this time. Okay, it's a whatever I told now. It's a lengthy lines that will take a longer time you to write. If I share the notepad also, I don't want to waste the class time on writing theoretical things. So I'm just saving whatever I told in a notepad. So at the end of the class, it's your responsibility to remember me about this, so that everyone will be beneficial and remember what has been told regarding the components, and just don't seeing the diagram and be fascinated. You also should know at least something about these components, right? When you're telling there are some components in CLR.
Yeah, one quick question.
Yeah.
Are you continuing the same note or?
Same notepad only, dear.
Yeah, okay, got it. Thank you.
I will share you. It's students, your responsibility to remember me. That's what I'm telling. Because it's a lengthy sentences. We don't give much time for writing all those like in a school student level, right? Now we'll discuss CLR about these components. Now we have to know there is a common language standard defined by the Microsoft for all the .NET languages. So I have told there are non-Microsoft .NET languages. They tried but not supported. .NET language, Microsoft .NET languages are only supportable, I told, and Microsoft .NET languages are 160. Due to some drawbacks, the C#.NET was fixed and exclusively that works out for the application design of web applications. So out of all this, you would have a question why that non Microsoft has doesn't supported, because a language standard has been set up, a com that is nothing by the execution engine by the CLR, which is nothing but Common Language Specification, CLS. So the CLS is a set of common language, is the full form of CLS. Just write it down, CLR and hyphen CLS, which is nothing but Common Language Specification that will support only .NET language standards. So it has some standards to be maintained to say, hey, this is our Microsoft language. So please go and execute. Please go and do the execution process after someone writes on Visual Studio. You can write the COBOL language also in Visual Studio, isn't right? It's just like a notepad. But are you able to run it? You cannot, because it's not meeting your standards. Which standards? The CLS standards, Common Language Standards. It's not going to meet up, right? So next, this CLS will have certain things like inside, which is like data types. Whatever I told, the data types will be different. The memory for this data type storage will be different from language to language. Java might have one type of memory management storing for their data types, as well as .NET language, supportive .NET languages will have one type of memory management storage. So these are maintained by common type systems. One second. I'm just sharing the screen. So everyone know data types, right? Or they say any
Yes.
no idea on the data types? Can also say I don't know.
I think I don't know very much about data types.
Data
Not-
types is nothing but the declaration you give na, int A or char B.
Yeah. I know about it. I'm aware
Right?
of that.
Okay.
Yeah. Int and
And
string and boolean bool values.
so yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah. Got it.
Okay. Because I know some term, as I told before, the terminology is very important.
Yeah.
That's why I'm asking. And I'm happy that you said I don't know, and you came to know, you already know that, but terminology is some people, because BTech not CSE background or not knowing the basics from starting, but studied something, learned something. So please, everyone can see my notepad, right? Whatever I'm sharing now.
Yeah.
Yeah. See this CLS. It's nothing but a common language specification. It is a set of language standards that are defined by the Microsoft for all .NET languages. So whenever the .NET language will qualify the CLS standard, then only it can be allowed to run. So if you give a data type of Java which are not supported by .NET, it's not right? It will not take.
Yeah.
So that is satisfied by this Common Type System, CTS. So .NET is supporting multiple programming language. Every .NET language will have its own data types. Like example, C#.NET will have its own data type. VB.NET has its own data type. For all this, we define a common base data type, which is nothing but CTS. As I told, the data types are different in VB.NET and C#.NET. The notations are different. That you can know in future. When we discuss only on C#.NET, VB.NET, we don't talk. But still, if you can just compare, just Google it after the class, you can see the notations or the data types are entirely different in C#.NET and VB.NET. So, but you are able to run the same CLR is going to work for the VB.NET and C#.NET, right? So, which is supporting that? That is common type system. So, a common data types which are defined by the Microsoft languages are supported by CTS. Please write down the second point. CTS is nothing but common type system, which is a set of common data type defined by a Microsoft for all .NET languages. Every .NET languages will have their own base type, data type, which is inside or which is supporting standard by common type system. Okay. Anyone still writing? Completed?
Yeah, we are done.
Okay.
Yeah, done.
Okay, so I got two voices, so I considering everyone are done. And don't worry, first try to understand. The notepad data will be shared. Again telling. Please try to don't like if yesterday I shared some architecture, some diagrams, and today I'll share a few. And you save everything in some folder you open and you save everything. See, at the end of so maybe you have good memory. At the end of 5th class or at the end of 7th class itself, you don't know for what architecture you have saved this picture. Isn't right or not?
Yeah.
You see the yesterday .NET execution engine diagram, the process step to step, the flow chart. And today I have shared CLR architecture. If you save that screenshot on your mobile and say I have the class picture, whatever madam has told, but at the end of the 7th class, you don't know for what this architecture has been there. So I request everyone to take 2 minutes of their time to write it down. And after this class also, I want to know everyone has written or not. Sorry, taken the drawing or not on their notes. And I will seriously check today. Okay, next. So as I told, the notations are different. For one example, I can give that C#.NET, we use the integer notation int b equals to 32 or 10 semicolon like that in the programming languages. Whereas VB.NET, we have to give the entirely integer we have to write. Then only it will take. If you write just int, it is not, it doesn't come at the VB.NET. The notation for VB.NET is writing integer, not just int. Okay. The notations will be different, but the system taking the bytes where time or the space is same. Means the memory CLR taking the memory management, consider it. So the memory is same, but the notations are different. As per the .NET languages 1-to-1, the notations will also differ. Now we go with the new heading, New class, Introduction to C#.NET. So why C#.NET? What is C#.NET? C#.NET is a .NET language,
It's a
and
programming
it's
language.
a programming language which supports. Why this programming language? Because it is an object-oriented programming language. C#.NET is not just a programming language. It's not just the functionality of the application, basic logic that's supporting to build the .NET application. It is an object-oriented programming language that the basic features of it, every statement has to end with semicolon. It is a case sensitive language. What you mean by case sensitive language? Anyone?
It means the value changes if the it needs to be capital or smaller. The value changes with it.
Yes, very true. So you write char a. You write it the a capital. What it becomes? Will it take? During the declaration, if you write char space and you write capital A, will it take or error?
I think it gives error. I think it only takes while we use string only.
Because it's a case sensitive language.
Yeah.
Okay, it is throwing an error. It is not considering. If you write it, if you give it a small a only, it is taking. That means it is a case sensitive language. Okay, did you get the example? So it supports the block level programming, object level programming. What is block level programming? You may ask. Nothing. It's just like going inside the flower braces. Whatever the code goes inside the flower braces is said to be a block level programming. If someone asks what type of program is C#.NET, it's an object-oriented language. One second. I'm sharing the screen. Can anyone see?
Yeah.
Please take the notes for a minute, whatever has been missed in the upper session also. Yeah. Can we go? Everyone has written, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
done.
So whenever you start learning this .NET C#.NET language, so we have the single user applications and multi-user application. So to start learning on this, we have to first write the program and has to learn how to build it. We designed a console application. So what is the console application? It's just
For the
we
background
open-
job.
Yeah.
For the background jobs, right?
Yes, yes. So one second. So it's like for any just a console application is nothing but a command prompt like that, or just visual. Everyone download Visual Studio, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So if you can see there, you create a new project and you click on that and right click on that, you can see, and console application means you just want to not connecting to any of the web applications or internet or anything. You just want to write for your own practice. So it's a console application. So how to develop this console application using the .NET platform is a question here. So how generally the command prompt is connected to any internet?
Sorry, I'm not aware of what.
It is connected to our local system.
It is connected to only local system, no other internet, right?
Maybe.
Yes, you are right. It's not connected to any internet. It's only connected to the local system.
Yeah.
So when you say this, then so writing on the command prompt like that, you will not connect to the web applications, right? So what's the situation here? You have to create a project in Visual Studio. Click on a. I have to show it better the way you people can understand. Okay, today we'll discuss like how this functionality runs. Actually, I got my new laptop where the Visual Studio is not there. At end of the class, we can take some time and I can show you. So now I want to tell about the. Is it okay? Everyone get downloads Visual Studio by tomorrow morning, and I can show the details in depth.
Yeah, sure, definitely.
Okay. Today I will discuss about the what are the main class in the programming language, and what is the class file. We'll discuss. Okay. And at the end of the class, we can take 10 minutes to download. And tomorrow, I will type a new program and I will tell you each and every line in detail. Okay, guys?
Okay.
So in console application development environment, we have, as we discussed, like writing in the .NET language, we have the console application level of environment. We have two windows. One is Solution Explorer, and the other is even at the end of the class, we discuss about the basics, whatever I told a vendor level. Okay, because again, someone yesterday class who are missed out. I want to know how much people are understanding. So tomorrow it's a fresh .NET program class with example in detail I will discuss. Okay, now there are two windows in console application development environment. One is Solution Explorer and the other is Code window. So Solution Explorer will have all the files, which is very importantly among all the files. It will program class file. So prog.cs is an important file in the Solution Explorer. The program file will have class files. What is the class file? Class file is a collection of classes. By default, every class file have single class where it has to understand whatever be supported class files structure are supported by the .NET. So the main program execution will have the entry and exits in console application. So the console application execution starts by main method. The main method is a program execution entry point, and it is an exit point even in a console application. So it will control starts the execution process and end the execution process within the main method will happen. So now I am telling the starting process will happen with the main method and the ending process will happen with the main method, and the prog.cs is not created by anyone. Whenever you create a new project, the prog.cs file, the program.cs file will be installed in every projects. And also I said the main method in the program, in writing the program, without the main method, there is no, there is no, what I say, there is no solution only. Solution means the application, console solution application will not work without the main method. So the main method is like an execution start. Whenever you run the application, it starts with the main method. The execution will start with the main method. The console application starts with the main method, which is controlled by .NET execution engine called CLR. So who is controlling this main method? CLR is controlling this main method. And I have a small notes for you, so you can write, and I'll give 1 minute of time. Please write it down. And after this basic introduction classes and questions for today, tomorrow you will see all this in a programming language. Okay. So the class files, whatever the collections of the class files, by default, this will support. And the main methods are whatever the programs start and ends will supported by the main method. Let me share the screen. And Everyone can see, right?
Yeah.
Everyone writing down, right?
Yeah, we are writing.
Completed?
One more line. Yeah, I'm completed. I think anyone?
We are done. You can go ahead.
Okay. So, today we have this, today and yesterday, the class we have discussed all the basics, all the functionality, how that runs, the program, and what are the standard levels that .NET language will maintain and that are useful to run the language we have discussed. And why the Microsoft languages are like so many, and how the data types are deferred and maintained by the Common Language System, CLS, and CTS, Common Type System specifications. And also we told like it's an OOPS concepts that follows in the C#.NET, and what are the notations and basic features of C#.NET, which is like ends with the semicolon, which is case sensitive language, which supports block level program. So today I want to go with the questions for just 10 minutes, and at the end we start downloading the Visual Studio for the next 10 minutes. So I'll ask questions one by one.
Yeah.
Please don't see any of your books or don't Google while I'm asking. Please don't Google. So I'll start. Sai Krishna Reddy.
Yeah.
So what is a software program and what are the types you have in the software program application?
Like programming applications or programming language or programming technology.
I asked software application.
Yeah, software applications, we do have two types, like one is web application and another one is Windows application.
Okay, can you tell the examples?
Yeah, coming to web applications that are used by multi-users, like we do have Chrome and some e-commerce applications and some messaging applications, we can say some social media platforms for the examples of web applications. And coming to Windows applications, we can say some billing applications and some storing applications that who stores the data, and some gaming offline gaming applications.
Okay, next. Akhil Sai. So your question is like when the .NET has been introduced and by whom?
It was introduced by Bill Gates in the year 2002 by the Microsoft organization.
And what are the languages that are supportive?
There are plenty of languages, like 160 plus languages that support, like C#.NET, VB.NET, and many more, like VC++.NET, VJS.NET, and Microsoft separates them using CLR, supportive, Microsoft supportive, and Microsoft non-supportive languages.
Okay, good. Next,
Yeah.
Ankit, were you there yesterday? Hello, Ankit, are you there?
Yeah, hello. Sorry, I was
Were you
just
there
making sure
yesterday?
that. Yeah, I was there yesterday.
Okay.
I was just making sure that you were taking my name, or was I just missing out?
Okay. So what are the .NET supporting software applications? I mean to say .NET is supported by few technologies. What were that? I think
Are you talking about the languages that are supported
no,
in
no,
.NET?
no. I'm asking .NET is supportive to develop a software application, right? And
Yeah.
.NET is integrated with multiple technologies. What were that?
So, is it like active server pages ASP.NET,
Okay.
and then VB.NET? Sorry, VB.NET is a language, and entity framework, LinkU, WCF, WPF. Hello.
No, dear. Today morning also we have discussed in the starting of the class that Windows technology, web technologies, web service technologies.
Yeah. Got it. I'll make sure. I'll keep that in mind.
Ravikant.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have a question now. So can you tell like what is the version
Yeah.
of .NET in the year 2005?
In 2005 is a third version of the .NET, and it is 2.0.
Okay. So when was that WCF and WPF has been involved, and which version?
WCF is in 3.5 version, I guess. Sorry, it is in 3.0 version, .NET 3.0.
Did you see somewhere?
No.
Okay, I trust you. Please, people, these versions try to just by head or something. Try to remember. Suddenly they'll ask which version. You say I worked on WCF. I worked on WPF. You say, and for the vendor calls, tell me about yourself, and you say I used .NET 2.0. Then immediately they in by mistake or in a flow you say, and they immediately ask which version it was supported. or else generally also they'll ask what is the version that supports WCF or anything like that. So
Okay.
just telling the point how they'll ask. Okay.
Okay.
Next, Sai Teja. Sai Teja, are you there? Sai Teja left the class. Okay. Sumant.
Yes.
Okay. You are there in the class yesterday also, right?
No, sorry. This is my first class today.
Today is your first class?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. So today first class. Can you name the CLR components?
Responsibilities or components?
You can tell responsibilities first.
Yeah, like code management, memory management, exception handling, and security and debugging.
Okay. Multi-threading even. Okay, you better told something. And please check on your book, okay? After
Okay.
the class, I'll send the notepad also. So can you
Okay.
tell a few components, whatever you remember? I know it's hard to remember all the components because I told just today.
Yeah, security engine and debugging engine.
Mm.
Uh,
At least,
code manager, type checker.
yeah, okay, good. So just follow this and see, okay? Please
Yeah, sure.
attend the tomorrow class even,
Sure, sure.
and notes will be shared.
Okay.
So how you're going to do with the first class notes?
Yeah, we'll take from someone else.
Okay. Next, Surya. Surya. Surya Kiran. Not there. Huh? Just kept online and went somewhere. Okay. So, so whatever I have discussed for yesterday and today, I will sending the notes. I'll save and send the notes. And how many out of I can see 2 are inactive and other the 6 are active in this participants. So how many are trying to download Visual Studio today? Can you just start go who are completed, please stay concentrated on your notes and do something useful things, searching around the Visual Studio options and learning what is what. And whoever is not been introduced to Visual Studio can just open Google to download Visual Studio 2022. It's better. So I heard one guy he's having Visual Studio on his system.
Yeah, it's me.
I also have Visual Studio Code installed in my laptop, and I also installed the .NET dependencies as well today.
Okay. Good. The rest of the people, please download Visual Studio.
Yeah, I myself, I also do have it already.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
So who doesn't have, can you say? Just I will, any issues you are facing, or you can download today and come back tomorrow. I have shared the notepad of today's session. You people can create a folder and save it.
Yeah, created and store the previous pics in that.
Yeah. Any concerns on any doubt on downloading Visual Studio? Please don't hesitate, because everyone is not very perfect on the first day itself. Any errors coming up, any problem, let me know. Or you have your friends who have already downloaded and installed it on their systems and running successfully. You can take their help. Tomorrow we'll start with few basic programming levels and how this main method is a start execution from there, and how the execution ending from main method, how the CLR is running. I'll just write a basic program. Tomorrow it starts with the program, and I will discuss, giving some programs from my side, and also I will give some programs for you people as a notes to write it down, to work on yourself for that, so that you will get an idea. And I will go with what are the supportive data types for C# has, and as we discuss, there is so much like OOPS concepts that has to be teached for you. So after giving some basic programs questions, try to do every day few. Almost I have like 15 programs which are very basics, like Fibonacci and all this. So next we can discuss what are the data types. We have 5 data types: numerical, floating, character, logical, general data types. So how that is divided and all this. And next comes the OOPS concepts. All these basics we discuss. Okay, guys.
Yeah, okay.
I can go. I would have gone with the basic program today, but again, it will be like a middle the way. I tell one program today and giving homework and explanation tomorrow. It will be breaking up. That's the reason I just winded up with the questions. And whatever I told in this 2 days introduction, it is importantly the diagrams, whatever I shared, please go through it, and the versions, whatever the that are involved, please go through it. And also, some people get confused. They know everything, but they don't know which is called language, which is called technology. Please go through that. Is it clear?
Yeah, clear. And one more thing, yesterday you said that you will give us some references to learn more from outside.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
told after 2 classes I can give, because this is just basic. This kind of basics, if you type in Google, you can find, but the links, it starts with the OOPS concept only. I'll tell tutorials point. I'll tell some other guru99 .com. All these have that from OOPS concepts only links. So whatever the class I told, you listen that one, and also you refer that website. It will be good when it start with OOPS concept. This is basic how the supportive language C# has started, how that CLR is running, how this architecture is running. So all these types are bit up and down here and there in portals. So it is bit confused to find it out in one portal in the right way pattern to tell about it. So that's why I do not give anything. So tomorrow after the basic programs, the next day will be about the data types and OOPS, right? So I'll give on the 4th day the links. You can refer those also, okay?
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Okay, guys. I shared the notepad. I shared the architecture screenshots. Download it now itself. We are done with this meeting today. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day. Good night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much for the class.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Hope everyone downloaded everything.
Yeah, we downloaded.
Okay.